When it comes to movies, one of my favorite parts is watching the trailer. It gives you a condensed view of what's coming next. And that is what we're giving you today, because this is going to be the trailer of the Geely Coolray for the Philippines. Hey everyone, Vince here from AutoIndustriya, and we are in Changxing, China to take our chance with the new Geely Coolray. Yes, I said new Geely Coolray. This is the one that's coming soon to our market. Now, I know a lot of you guys really do like the Coolray. Us too. We awarded the Coolray when we first drove it as our car of the year for 2020, and now we expect great things from this new model that they're going to be launching very soon. So what are the changes? With the exterior, you can already see it. The platform, yes, it's very much the same. It's a BMA. It's a really good platform that Geely has, that they really plan for the future. They can scale it up in so many ways, but it's with the look that they really took it up several notches. The front has really changed with the new grille. They call this Energy Storm. Looks very cool with the way they do the pattern there. They have larger vents, nicer LED headlamps, a new hood, but what's great is that the under the hood has changed, but we'll show you that in a little bit. When Geely launched the Coolray in the Philippines in 2019, it really set the standard, the new standard for a BSUV, and make no mistake about it, given the size of the vehicle, it is a BSUV, but one that really looks cool. And the new one takes it up even further. Look at the new wheels. I mean, really fantastic wheels with the red brake calipers. And by the way, disc brakes front and rear, as expected. Got a nice carbon fiber wrap here. The two-tone look, this is something we're familiar with the Coolray, the grip-type door handles, but really, they've elevated a lot of the things about the vehicle. But one thing that really got nicer, the rear end of the vehicle. Because this being the BSUV segment, it used to have like these two tail lights over there, but now it's got one continuous unit. Very nicely done with a sports spoiler up there. The way they do the rake for the rear windscreen, very nice. Geely proudly put on the tailgate right there. But what's really cool, the tailpipes. It's got quad tailpipes, and by the way, functional, not fake, not faux, not any of that sort. I like that stuff. And now, when we pop open the tailgate, it's got quite a bit of space. Now, I don't have my tape measure with me because, you know, we're in China. I don't think they'll allow me to bring a tape measure here. But when we get this in the Philippines, we'll show you all about the space of the new Geely Coolray. Now, let's look at what's under the hood, because there are a lot of changes under there. So now we come to the meat and potatoes of the Coolray. What is under the hood? Now, in the previous version of this vehicle, you know that it has a 1.5-liter turbo 3-cylinder gasoline engine with a 7-speed wet DCT driving the front wheels. Well, this one also has a 1.5-liter turbo gasoline with a new wet DCT that's also driving the front wheels. But the big difference is that it's a 4-cylinder, not a 3. That brings a lot of improvements when it comes to the smoothness, but also when it comes to power. It makes 181 PS and also even more torque at 219 Newton meters. Acceleration of this is from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 7.6 seconds. We can't wait to take it out on track, but first we gotta check out the interior, because that's the place where most of us are gonna be spending a lot of our time in. Let me tell you now, it really feels good to be back inside the Coolray. I've missed this place, but they've also improved on it in so many different ways. I mean, look at what they changed up with the design. You can see the new dashboard, the new seats, the new color patterns. And by the way, speaking of color patterns, the version we're gonna get in the Philippines is not gonna be this neon green combination. It's gonna be black leather with some red stitching, so we can't wait to see what that is going to actually look like. But when it comes to the actual features of the vehicle, if you're familiar with the Coolray, you'll spot a lot of the changes. It's now got a very, a near seamless screen display thing going on up in front. So if you look here, you've got your screen up here. That's basically your main driving display. It's 10.25 inches. Displays all kinds of information, RPM, range, fuel economy, even your tire pressure system for the vehicle. You can monitor it all right there. The one here in the middle, this is where you control all your infotainment, all the other features of the vehicle. There are a lot of stuff going on here. Some are not going to be specific to our market. This really depends on which market the vehicle is being offered in. But what I can tell you is that our vehicle will come with Apple CarPlay. Yay! Now, it's also got Bluetooth, USB, all that stuff. Down here, you've got your climate control system, depending on what temperature you want to set it. Your ignition button is still right here. So it all seems very, very nice. But what I really like, what they did with the steering wheel. Now, the steering wheel on this one, very, very different compared to before. They've really improved on it. They've changed out the shape of the horn pad, the buttons, but also the shape of the wheel itself. It feels sportier, and we like it when it feels sporty. It really reminds me of the steering wheel I had in my car back in the day. They also changed out the door cards. They've got new door handles, new buttons, all that going on here. But the big change here as well, the middle. They changed out the way they do the center console. Now let's start with the cup holders. These cup holders, you can actually reconfigure them how you want. You want a bigger cup, you can adjust it depending on what you want. If you have a smaller cup for, let's say, a small coffee, you can adjust it for that. That's actually a very nice little feature that I just spotted right now. There's a big pad here. Some versions are going to have the wireless charging pad. This one does not have it right now, but still very, very spacious. I can have my wallet here, the key for the Coolray, which, by the way, is a very, very nice key. It's still the same as before, but still very, very good with the remote start right there. There's a compartment underneath where you can put your bags and stuff. But the thing that I really like and I want to spend some more time on are the controls right here. Now, your transmission control is right here, of course. It's R and D and then P right here. But what they changed is they made it more intuitive, made it more foolproof. And that's what I like. So when I step on the brake, I push it down to reverse. You have to do it twice to make sure it's deliberate. And when you do that, the vehicle, the 7-speed wet dual clutch, is now in reverse. And the 360 camera is up there. Now, in this configuration, you can actually play around with the different angles you want to use. Like, for example, if you want to move left, you can press the left. If you want to move forward, move to the right, all that stuff, you can do it right there. If you wanted to put it into drive, you have to pull it twice, and now you're in D, and it's indicated there on the screen. But the best part is when you, to put it into park right here, of course, and then you can also pull the electronic parking brake, but you can also play around with the drive modes of the vehicle. So right now, if you look at the camera here, we will put it into sport, right? It has a nice graphics. Eco, it kind of slows down the car a little bit, and then you have comfort, and then you have adaptive. So you can play around, actually we will play around with a lot of these features when this vehicle comes to the market. What else can we say? The patterns, the mirrors, this control panel here, and by the way, this has a panoramic glass roof. So you can close that, then you can open this if you so want. This is like the stuff that made us fall in love with the Geely Coolray a couple of years ago, and it's all still here. And now they've packaged it to have all the new improvements that technology has brought. And make no mistake about it, Geely is all about technology. But now, let's go out and drive it and see if it's still as sporty as we remember. So they just handed me the key to the new Geely Coolray. And I can tell you right now, I'm enjoying the smoothness of the vehicle. The 4-cylinder purring very nicely. But if I want to put my foot down, the response is actually really good. It surges forward with gusto, and that is what you want out of a 1.5-liter turbo engine. Actually, that's what you really want out of any engine. And it's just that a few only really deliver that kind of power. That's what we've always enjoyed about the Coolray. It delivers that fun-to-drive experience that we don't really see in a lot of its competitors. And that's why this has become really the benchmark for the class, for the BSUV class. and why we really like it all throughout the years. Now, it will really take a true drive on Metro Manila streets to see how the improvement is when it comes to the comfort of the vehicle. But we'll set that aside for later on. Right now, I want to see how it handles, and for that, we'll go to that little track that they have set up over there and put it through its paces. So we're here in the little test course that Geely set up at their Changxing factory, and they've got some different obstacles for the Coolray to experience. So let's try it out. Let's start it off right here. It's a series of continuous turns. It's just going to be slow and steady, but I think they want to show how the vehicle actually feels. So 20 kilometers per hour, and then now steady turn right here, steady turn over here. All right, we go around here. Wow, it's really, really tight. And the Coolray is meant for this because these kinds of roads, these are very tight urban style roads. We're just able to do it in a safe and controlled environment right now. So you make a 90-degree right turn here, and then I think it's a little bit faster over here, then another tight turn. It's having to read this. Oh yeah, it's a 360. So let's go on through. I hope my cameraman doesn't get too dizzy, but he seems to be okay. And then go through here, and then another course. That's like what you can do with the Coolray. And even if you're on a racetrack, you can actually enjoy the handling of this car, because the BMA platform, they really got very well. You can even do drag races with this. But the best part about the BMA is the refinement, because right now we've got a little rumble strip coming, and feel this out. Just listen. Now, for a small car, it's pretty challenging to get the comfort right. And that's because the wheelbase is shorter. But Geely is able to do it because they've got the really good platform. They really sorted it out right from the very start. It's like the foundation of a house. You have to get it right to be able to have a great house right from the start. But we won't do that other test. This is the one I want to do, an acceleration test. And we just want to be able to give it full beans, full acceleration as we go through what the engine actually feels like. So 1.5 liter Nordthor engine. Let's try it out. 3, 2, 1. Hear that? That's wheel spin. That's really nice. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time, but it's nice to know that you've got the extra torque. That is what the Nordthor engine gives you. Gives you a little bit more torque so you can have a bit more fun. And it's also good for efficiency, low end torque, because as you know, having more torque down low gives you better efficiency, particularly at low speeds. Yes, this is still just a teaser, just a trailer, but don't worry. The main feature is coming very, very soon from Geely in the Philippines with the Coolray. As for pricing, as for variants, we can't tell you yet. You're going to have to wait. But once we know, you'll know. This is Vince of AutoIndustriya.com. Thank you for watching, and see you back in Manila.